In the remote woods of Bavaria, about 70 kilometers north of Munich, stood a lonely farm called Hinterkaifeck, behind Kaifeck. Surrounded by dense forest and cut off from the world, it looked peaceful. It wasn't. In 1922, 6 people lived there. Andreas Gruber, 63, harsh, controlling, with a dark past. His elderly wife, Cecilia, their widowed daughter, Victoria Gabriel, her 2 children, little Cecilia and baby Joseph, and their new maid, Maria Baumgartner, who arrived on March 31. What happened next would become one of the most disturbing unsolved murder cases in history. Months before the killings, strange things began happening. The previous maid quit suddenly. She claimed the farm was haunted. At night, she heard footsteps in the attic, slow, deliberate pacing, back and forth, as if someone was living above them. The family searched. No one was there. Andreas dismissed it as nonsense. Then, in early March 1922, he found a newspaper on the property, one no one in the area subscribed to. It didn't belong to them. Days later, he discovered fresh footprints in the snow, leading from the forest straight to the farm's machine shed. There were no footprints leading back. The shed lock had been broken. Someone had entered. That same week, the attic footsteps returned, heavy, slow, watching. Andreas climbed up with a lantern. Nothing. But the noises continued. Neighbors offered to help search the property. He refused. On the afternoon of March 31, the new maid, Maria, arrived. Her sister walked her part of the way and waved goodbye. That was the last time anyone saw the 6 residents alive. Sometime that evening, the killer struck. Investigators believe the murderer was already inside the house, possibly hiding in the attic for days, maybe even weeks. One by one, 4 family members, Andreas, his wife, Victoria, and little Cecilia, were lured into the barn. There, they were killed with a mattock, a heavy, pickaxe-like farm tool. Their skulls were crushed. Their bodies were stacked neatly in the hay and partially covered. Then the killer entered the house. Maria was murdered in her bed. 2-year-old Joseph was killed in his bassinet. 6 victims, 1 weapon. But the horror didn't end there. The killer did not leave. For 3 days, April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, someone remained on the farm. The cattle were fed. The cows were milked. Food was eaten from the kitchen. Smoke rose from the chimney. Neighbors noticed. One passerby reported seeing a figure holding a lantern near the house at night. When he tried to look closer, the light was turned towards his face, blinding him. Someone was still there, living, sleeping, eating, just feet away from 6 decomposing bodies. On April 4th, concerned neighbors entered the barn. They found the 4 bodies stacked in the hay. Inside the house, they discovered Maria and baby Joseph. The scene was horrific. Blood everywhere, and yet the animals were alive and cared for. The investigation was disastrously mishandled. Locals walked through the crime scene. Bodies were moved. People even prepared food in the kitchen while the dead lay nearby. Police from Munich arrived late. Money and valuables were untouched. Robbery was ruled out. Days later, the murder weapon, the mattock, was found hidden in the attic, the same attic where the footsteps had been heard. Despite years of investigation and dozens of suspects, including Victoria's supposedly dead husband, a jealous neighbor rumored to be Joseph's father, former farmhands, and even traveling criminals. No one was ever convicted. The case went cold. The farm was demolished in the 1930s, but the mystery never died. Hinterkaifeck isn't just a murder case, it's the ultimate nightmare. The footsteps in the attic were real, and they never found out who was making them.